Hi guys, so it's early in the morning here and I have finally finished my piece on Zuzu. It's a beautiful pet portrait and she was really fun to paint and I loved all her little white flecks. I had to sit there and like do all her little white hairs and it was a really sweet experience. And I'm just going to show you a little behind the scenes. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to show you my little paint palette and I'll also show you my paintbrush that I use to paint most of the pet portraits that I've recently made. So, those little white hairs. Her eyes were really difficult, but eyes always are, because it's just like the tiniest little fleck in the wrong spot and instantly she's looking a completely wrong direction. And yes, that's a little whisker sticking out of the side of her face there. So isn't she sweet? The real Zuzu that I use as reference, but I also use my computer here to reference photo right in front of me. This is my paint palette here, building up the paint on it, and then when it's ready to clean, which I do occasionally, you pick it off and that's like really satisfying. See, it's all clean under there. So if you build it up nice and thick, it means you get the bigger pieces to actually pick from. Oh look, my nails are dirty. I'm not going to start the video again. I'm going to keep going. Brush holder, and the paintbrush that I used for most of my pet portraits lately has been this guy. This is a really special brush actually. This one is from Prima Barton Creative series. So yeah, little hairs are really cute. When it's wet, which I'll just wet it, the tip usually comes to a nice little point and it's slight little like hair width, so I can do all those tiny little hairs if I just extremely lightly put pressure, like barely any pressure. I have to make sure that I'm always like keeping that tippy tip down, and then I'm like tiny little movements like this, but I have to keep my hand really still, because if I move my hand, that's all it takes for that to press down and make the line just too thick. And so that takes a lot of concentration just to do that. And then at the same time as doing that, I have to be looking up at my reference pictures constantly to make sure that I'm doing the hairs in the same direction as what the growth of the hairs are on the dog. See, places that were particularly difficult was going in that direction. So sometimes I have to like move my painting into different positions as well. Anyways, I'm getting into more information when I said I was only going to show you my palette today. So there you go. That is how I use my palette and my little paintbrush. And I will post more videos like this in the future on my Patreon. Thanks again for joining me, and make sure you share with anyone that you think would really enjoy seeing this kind of stuff. Bye.